sir. It was an awesome. I hope I get to cross paths with you again sometime.
My name is Major Caroline Jensen. I am Thunderbird number 3. I'm the right wing for the United States Air Force Air Demonstration Squadron. We are a team of approximately 120 people who travel all over the U.S. and sometimes the world and put on air shows and get to go into communities and introduce a lot of people to what the Air Force and all its airmen are about. One of the best things about being a pilot is probably getting to work with all of our great people on our team. We have 120 people who work really hard so that they can get 6 aircraft in the air for these shows all over the country. And so it's a great thing to be a part of a team, and it really truly represents 700,000 men and women who serve in the Air Force every day. To be selected as a Thunderbird, we need to have at least 750 hours, but we mostly surpass that by quite a bit. Many of us have combat time as well. And then we have an interest. We have a desire to help recruit, retain, and represent for the Air Force. We put in applications. We get lots of letters of recommendation from commanders, and then we go through a process where we are selected and interviewed and are lucky enough to be a part of the team.
How many?
Each year we replace approximately about 4 pilots on the team, and we will get 30 to 50 applicants to fill those that we'll then go through and pare it down to see who would be the best fit to help represent the Air Force. Yeah, we do. When we fly on the team as pilots, we serve for 2 years. Our enlisted folks, like the guys behind me who are working on the jet right now, serve for 3 years, and they have an option for a 4th year as well. My favorite thing that I have been a part of, or the most meaningful experience I have had in the Air Force, was getting to fly in combat. I served 200 hours in support of Operation Iraqi Freedom, and to check in the middle of the night, like 2-3 o'clock in the morning, with the Army troop on the ground who's out there all alone, and to be able to be there to support that warfighter was an amazing experience, and it'll be, I know, the best experience of my Air Force career. The thing I love the most about being a Thunderbird is meeting the kids. I myself was a 13-year-old kid who saw the Thunderbirds fly, and it sparked a dream for me. I wanted to go to the Air Force Academy. I wanted to become a fighter pilot. And now I'm really honored to get to be a part of a team that will help to regenerate that resource and meet those kids. And it's just really wonderful to see them that excited and to remember what it felt like. I tell them to work hard and to follow their dreams, to surround themselves with people who can help them achieve their dreams, to not be afraid to fail because it's going to happen, and just work their best and keep going, be determined, and anything can happen. I have the honor of being the first mother to fly for the team. So we've got lots of moms and dads serving out there in the Air Force, and I'm really excited to get to represent all of them. My son's 4 years old, back at home this weekend, and he's pretty excited too about airplanes. It's a great kid. It's a great thing to share with the family. A lot of us bring our families with, if we can, on the road, and like I said, there's a lot of those 700,000 men and women have families at home supporting them, and we're no different. Well, on the right wing, I fly in the diamond formation, so that's the pilots number 1 through 4. When you add 5 and 6, all 6 aircraft together is called the delta formation. So I'm partial to all the diamond maneuvers. We basically display a lot of finesse and grace and fine control of the aircraft to keep it up as close to as 18 inches away from the lead aircraft. And then when you get to see the solos, they're really demonstrating kind of the power of the F-16 and some of the really neat capabilities. So my favorite maneuver, I think, is the bomb burst. For one, we get to separate, so I don't have to be staring at boss the whole time, and then I can fly my own aircraft, and we basically go straight up. We separate, go in 4 different directions, and then we all come back and meet over a certain point at the exact same instant. We go as much as 3.5 miles away, and we all come back in within about probably 30 seconds to get back together. And then we do a big rejoin at the end. That's one of the last things in the show, and it's really exciting, and people love it as much as I do. The boss actually is telling us what he's doing. So if he's going to increase the power, he'll say a little power up. If he's going to do a right turn, he'll tell us a right turn. If he's rolling out, he'll say back, left, all the way. So he's constantly giving commands and letting us know how he's flying his aircraft so that we can maintain precise control and a precise position off of his wing. Yeah, each pilot has their own maneuver that's pretty challenging to them and unique to their position, and the maneuvers where we're all stacked up in trail are pretty challenging for the number 3 pilot, because we have boss who's leading and then 2 who's flying off of boss, and then I am 3 flying off of 2, and he's making small adjustments to what boss is doing, but he's a fairly stable platform, so I've got a little bit of motion, and then I have 4 who's stacked beneath me, so I can't make any big reactions to what 2 is doing because he's there, but he could get, he can get out of the way, but I have to pretty much hold it there, and it takes a lot of concentration. It's really fun, and those are some of my favorite maneuvers too when they go perfectly, but they're really challenging, and it's great to get to practice that, and it's a lot of teamwork. My dad was a Marine Corps helicopter pilot, and he served in Vietnam, and my grandfather was in the Coast Guard during World War II and served in the Mediterranean. And I had a grandmother as well who served stateside during World War II. So I had this great example of military service and being a part of something that's bigger than yourself. And so I grew up with that example, and I knew I wanted to serve in the military some way. And the Thunderbirds was what showed me the way to what I wanted to do. This is the beginning of my 2nd year. We do 2 years, so I did last season on the team, and then this is the beginning of my 2nd year on the team. When I'm not a Thunderbird anymore, I'll definitely miss it. I'll miss seeing all those kids. I still write to quite a few kids that I've met on the road who are really interested in the Air Force, so I'll always have those connections. But it is a lot of work. It's not nearly even a little bit as glamorous as it appears, so it's a lot of fun, and I know when my time is done, I'll be ready to move on and extremely proud of all the men and women that make this happen. Flying into the air shows, it's really great to go into communities where they don't have a military presence. So you get a lot of people who come out and they want to see what the Air Force is about, see what the military is about. So it's exciting to go into schools and to go, drive downtown in our uniforms and have people just approach us and ask us questions about what the Thunderbirds do and what the Air Force does. Each air show that we come to, we honor a fallen warrior from the local community. And this year we're honoring Army Specialist Brendan Salazar. He was 20 years old. Last July he was killed in Afghanistan by a explosive attack, and we want to honor his service and his sacrifice. We're going to be flying his name on the number 1 aircraft, and we just want everybody out there to realize that him and veterans like him and to help honor what he did for this country.
These are the men and women who make it all possible, who make the planes fly. Each flawless performance, every glint of sun on a wing, or expression of appreciation and wonder from the crowd pays tribute to their selfless dedication and passion. But that dedication and passion isn't confined to the air show. Throughout the communities of America and the world, the Thunderbirds present the human face of the Air Force. They reach out to share a vision of a world where all things are possible, where everyone is a hero. They are America's best and bravest, a shining beacon of American values, meeting people face to face, speaking to community groups, encouraging the thirst for knowledge, bringing compassion and hope to those in need, and inspiring America's youth to become tomorrow's guardians of freedom and justice. They are the Thunderbird team, representing America's military, the men and women who stand every day on the front lines of freedom. They honor those who've gone before and those who today defend the cause of freedom. They are wingmen, leaders, warriors. They are the ambassadors in blue, the United States Air Force Air Demonstration Squadron, the Thunderbirds.